What if Palpatine had his own dark side Vatican, a private priesthood that bent destiny to keep his empire on track? Picture a rain-soaked spire on Dromund Kaas, the air thick with ozone and old omens. Black bearded figures in gleaming robes chant riddles of futures not yet born. Who taught them to sculpt fate? How did they survive the fall of the Empire? And why did some turn the prophecies into a con? Today, we're diving deep into the prophets of the dark side, the Emperor's secret seers, their true visions, their fakes, and their bloody end. Before we start, comment below. Do you think Palpatine trusted prophecy, or only used it when it suited him? Centuries before the Empire, the prophets trace back to the Darth Millennial, a Sith apostate who rejected Darth Bane's rule too, and founded a breakaway fate, the Dark Force on Dromund Kaas. His followers settled in the highest tower of the ancient Dark Force Temple, a powerful dark side nexus in the planet's swampy quagmire. From the tower grew the prophets of the dark side, seers devoted to future sight and manipulation of outcomes. By 100 BBY, a group of prophets colonized Calactar 6, a move that matters later when they stage one of the strangest acts in Sith lore. But if millennials broke Bane's rules, were the prophets a safeguard against Sith failure, or a new path to the same hubris? Palpatine eventually found Dromund Kaas and bent the prophets to his will, while keeping the planet's location a closely held secret. The Dromund system was among 36 systems deleted from the Jedi archives, a data scrub that masked the cult's sanctuary. Under Sidious, the prophets refined their role, calculate outcomes, nudge events, and confirm the Emperor's own foresight. Kadan, a powerful dark Jedi, became supreme prophet, with Jedgar as his high prophet and enforcer. During the Clone Wars, Asajj Ventress leveraged intelligence straight from the prophets at the Battle of Dromund Kaas, a rare glimpse of the sect's tactical value long before the Death Stars. If you're into deep cut Force traditions and Imperial Black projects, subscribe. We're building a whole vault of Legends era deep dives. But if Palpatine already foresaw so much, why keep an external priesthood? Paranoia or redundancy by design? The prophets weren't passive oracles. Trained in the dark side, they probed branching futures and then acted to enforce the outcome that preserved imperial power. Their doctrine prized the appearance of inevitability, predict, maneuver, and if needed, manipulate variables until the forecast checked out. During the Empire, they cultivated a mystique, black beards, mirror black robes, and a rigid hierarchy topped by Kadan. Inside the Empire, access to their auguries was highly restricted. Grand Admirals and a handful of trusted advisors knew these Emperor's mages existed. The Prophet's covert apparatus, the Secret Order of the Emperor, recruited gifted operatives and branded them with a growing tattoo sigil as they rose from outer circles to Emperor's reach. Is a prophecy still a prophecy if you have to rate the future to match it, or is that just statecraft with a hooded robe? The Secret Order functioned like an inner Empire merit cult. Mages travelled incognito, headhunted Force sensitives and offered them a choice. Serve the Emperor through discreet missions, assassinations, thefts, reconnaissance, and climb rings of initiation. The most successful recruits sometimes graduated to become true Emperor's hands, or were reassigned elsewhere in Imperial intelligence. One standout was Marek Steele, scouted by the Order, later flying with the 181st and ultimately serving the Imperial remnant under Pelion, while retaining the Order's imprimatur. The Order's head remained Kadan, but no detention. Palpatine leveraged the Order, while never ceding primacy to it. Did Palpatine nurture the Secret Order as a tool, or as insurance against the Prophets themselves? After Endor, the Prophets splintered. The former Prophet Chronal, better known as Black Hole, an Emperor's Hand, founded the Church of the Dark Side, a public, propaganda-orientated imitation of the Secret Order. Under acting Emperor Seth Pistage, and later secretly patronised by the reborn Palpatine, the Church blended a few real seers with Imperial intelligence impostors who masqueraded as Kadan, Jedgar and Gornash. Their base of operations, Scardia Station, tied them to the Central Committee of Grand Moffs, turning prophecy into political theatre. The false prophets even proclaimed that the next Emperor would wear the glove of Darth Vader, a mythic artifact later fulfilled by Trioculus. It was prophecy as brand strategy, and it worked just long enough to stabilize one Imperial remnant. Meanwhile, the true prophets on the sidelines courted Jarek, the blind Dark Jedi and great Inquester, to hunt the Valley of the Jedi on Ruusan. In a triple cross worthy of a holodrama, Jarek pretended to serve the Pentastar alignment, the true prophets, and Black Hole, hoping to use the Valley's power to rule alone. He ultimately found the Valley, but Kyle Katarn defeated him and safeguarded the secret, thwarting every sponsor at once. Along the way, Jarek learned of the Valley's legend from Chronal, and met Chronal's prodigy, Saris, further knitting the Church and Prophets into the same web of ambition. If Katarn hadn't intervened, would Jarek have eclipsed both Palpatine's cult and the false church? The end came violently. The Prophets had trained the Dark Warrior, Azrakel, as a contingency weapon, then lost control of him. Years later, Lumaya and Karnor Jax weaponized Azrakel's vendetta, sending him to the Prophet's own stronghold. He butchered many, killing Kadan before falling himself. Lumaya and Jax arrived to finish the survivors. The secret priesthood that once boasted about shaping destiny ended in a storm of blasters and blades. But did the Prophets truly foresee their demise, or did their obsession with right outcomes blind them to the one future they wouldn't accept? That Calacar 6 outpost? It's where the Prophets briefly resurrected Darth Maul around 0 BBY, a ritual that reads like doctrine meeting desperation. Even by Darkside standards, it's wild. A conjured revenant used to test and terrify. The Prophets' aesthetic and their tendency to enforce prophecies from the shadows made them unlike Sith or Jedi, and their tools, like the Secret Order tattoo sigils, left marks on pilots, spies, and hands who never even met Kadan. The result is a cult that's part think tank, part death cult, part HR pipeline for the Empire's strangest talents. If you strip away the robes and riddles, were the Prophets just Imperial analysts with a darker user interface? Even in ruin, the Prophets cast a long shadow. Their archives, initiates, and splinters, Chronal, Saris, Steele, and the Church, echo through post-Endor politics. And every time an Imperial remnant tried to manufacture inevitability, you can feel the Prophet's fingerprints. Predict it, stage it, sell it. That is their legacy and their cautionary tale. Let me know in the comments, were the Prophets useful instruments, or did Palpatine create a problem he couldn't fully control? Next week, we are diving into the history of the Brotherhood of the Sith and Exar Kun. You won't want to miss it. If you are enjoying the videos, become a channel member and let's uncover the galaxy's biggest secrets together. Thanks for watching.